I didn't.
Hey, hello everyone. Well,
welcome to 2 or 3 on the aisle.
This is our annual Tony Show, the show where we tell you not only who we think should win, but who we think will win. So
I like the fact that we tell you.
That's right. We're going to force the Tony voters to do our own picks. I think it's the best idea.
All right.
62nd Annual Tony Awards, by the way, and it happens June 15th on CBS TV from 8 to 11 p.m.
And it's only going to be 60 seconds?
62nd.
With Whoopi Goldberg hosting and a whole bunch of presenters. So let's begin.
All right. First of all, as is every year, sometimes who was not nominated is as interesting as who was. I'd like to note 2 shows that were snubbed. Number 1, The Little Mermaid, which I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, they did a decent job, but it was a little disappointing, and there was a definite bias against that kind of musical, which we saw when Disney did Beauty and the Beast, which we saw with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. There are exceptions to the rule, such as Lion King.
Because Lion King was brilliant.
It was, and even the Tony voters couldn't ignore that.
You mean the Tony nominators?
Nominators, excuse me. Nominators, but Little Mermaid was no Beauty and the Beast, and certainly no Lion King.
Well, let me also tell you, they missed the big revival that I told you about, and the Ritz. That whole revival of the Ritz, it was such a great revival.
Very enjoyable, very funny.
And they had wonderful cast.
And the fact that they chose some of the revivals that they did, The Homecoming, which is such an awful play and a lousy... Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I was sorry that they snubbed Is He Dead? It's one of my favorite times at the theater this whole season. Hilarious.
And
funnier than Bowling Bowling.
Which just proves one thing. If your show closes before the Tonys, it's very rare.
It's very hard.
You know, I mean...
But I'll tell you the musical that I really think got royally snubbed.
Yeah.
And Young Frankenstein.
Well, it got a couple of nominations, but not
It's not Best Musical, not Best Book. I mean, they chose Cry Baby over this one.
Okay.
But Cry Baby, well...
I think they're on the same level, Cry Baby and Young Frankenstein.
I think Young Frankenstein certainly had a much better book. And I think it had better songs.
And I think Young Frankenstein had higher expectations.
Well,
I think that had a lot to do with it.
There's a backlash.
They were looking, sorry.
They wanted it to be better than the producers.
Yes.
And the producers was like, better than that. Then,
Good point.
Because I had it open in the St. James Theater, everyone would go, I close the producers for this?
Yeah,
Well, I think it's also, I think David is right about backlash. Number 1, the producers, I think it was nominated had more nominations than any other musical.
Something like 50.
Plus, they ushered in the $400 seat.
$450.
$450.
So they've been, they don't announce their grosses. All the other shows report the grosses to Variety and to the League, and Mel Brooks and company just said, what we take in is our business. So the theater community
Well, you know why?
No, it's our business.
Well, you know why he did that?
Why?
They weren't taking in what they thought they'd be taking in. They didn't have the advance that they really thought.
Well, they weren't selling the VIP seats, which were for whatever $100. And so instead of assumedly almost making $2 million a week, they're probably making what Mary Poppins is making, which is $9 or $1 million or over.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So it was everything had diminished. It had such high expectations that there was no way to meet it. And so Mel Brooks is going to say, and he didn't want to tell people they weren't selling out. They weren't selling out the first couple of weeks. Or even...
Let's talk about it. It's a fun show. I think it should have been nominated.
I think I should have been. Yes,
things.
I definitely think we should have seen more
but it turned out...
Frankenstein. The Ritz, yes. I think
I'll tell you for the...
What's your sub show?
And more of...
the Ritz.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And more of Is He Dead? But let's talk about the shows that were nominated, some of which were interestingly not playing.
The one thing I just wanted to make earlier in the year, it was very interesting that it was the year of the play. Remember, it was the year of the play earlier in the year, and then all of a sudden, like 1 million musicals came out, and now musicals are snubbed in the year of the play.
Right, and all the plays that were in the year of the play, very few of them actually did so well. I mean, Osage, of course, but some of the others fell by the wayside.
Rock and Roll.
They were well received.
Well, I think August Osage County was an excellent play. Certainly
you think?
To be here, Rock and Roll, The Seafarer, and The 39 Steps.
Oh, so we're starting at the top. We're doing all the... the
problem is, what we find is when we leave the Best Musical and Best Play for last, we run out of time. And we don't have we can't give them their due.
Do we all agree that August Osage County will win?
Yes.
Absolutely, and it should win.
Should win. I don't know. I think I'd throw my vote to Rock and Roll.
Really?
Stoppard won't get it this year because they had to give it to him last year from that boring
the
Russian
mammoth.
fest. But this play of his is really good. I mean, there's a couple of boring spots, but it's one of his best works, and I really liked it. And Osage is really fun and really good to watch for 3.5 hours. It's got that epic thing about it.
And it has so much drama and so much
angst.
And it doesn't get you down. Very often I'll see a play like this and I'll think, oh, I've had enough. Let me out of here.
No, it's entertaining.
Go somewhere with it.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
You know why? Because you sit through the whole thing going, thank God that's not my family.
Well, for example,
you could see the Seafarers doing that too.
You could go off Broadway and see The Adding Machine, which has plenty of angst. And I kept saying, oh, what's the point? But with All the Osage County, I didn't feel that way. And I love the characters, and I love the richness of it. But I'll tell you the show that I would not be disappointed to see win. I don't know if it should win, but I would love to see it, but I would not be disappointed if it did, The 39 Steps. Now, it won't win because comedies just don't win. When you're up against
not going to be.
No, isn't it?
But
why
because it is just so cleverly done and so well done. This is a spoof of a Hitchcock movie, and it's just so incredibly staged, so comically staged. The timing is done well.
Well, then give it a direction.
Well, it got a few good nominations here. Yeah,
and that's but it doesn't deserve best play.
Yeah,
I really like it.
It's not a piece of brilliant brilliant writing.
Well, but it's very cleverly staged, and it's
but
very
that's
well
direction.
Yeah.
And also when a play is good, sometimes the writing has to have something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean it's well done. I just was not so enamored.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's
well, again, I think August Osage will and should, but I really like 39 Steps.
Okay.
I think we all